Hello and welcome to Sturgeon class. We will be beginning economy, Indian economy through this session. In this Indian economy section, we will be dealing with all the details pertaining to Indian economy vividly. So, as a concern of many of our students and also as a pre-experience as a faculty in this UPSC field, I understand that financial illiteracy or economic illiteracy, like not getting acquainted with economical terms, is a basic hurdle stone for each and every person, almost each and every person. If any one of the candidates is not from economic background, then he or she faces these problems. So let's get started today at this topic in this session, dealing with all the basics of economy that will introduce economics to you. We will be dealing with the definition part. We will be dealing with what are economic activities, what are non-economic activities, your types of economy and your sectors of economy. Then we will also look at what does the various colors of colors. There are various color workers, their colors determine their sectors. We will be discussing about that. Also, we will be looking into organized and unorganized sector. There has been a concern very recently in the present government that most of the Indian economy is based on unorganized economy. So we will be looking through what is called as organized and what is called as unorganized. So let's get started. First of all, first things first. What is the definition of economy? What do we understand when we say economy? How can we define economy? Economy is nothing but imagine a territory with political homogeneity or political unity, right? There might be opposition in that territory, but politically its boundaries must be defined with a legislature to formulate the laws and established institution or a group of established institutions in order to implement those established set of rules and regulations. So as you can see in your screen, any region with a defined set of rules and established institutions to implement those rules can be said as economy. We can say Indian economy, British economy, Chinese economy, like this, so on and so forth. Let's understand this more vividly from Indian perspective. Imagine this India. So we in India have a parliament. Parliament is located at New Delhi. If parliament formulates the law, it sets the law, it defines the legislations. Here at Mumbai we have RBI. What does RBI do? RBI is an established institution with an almost some power of autonomy regarding economic and financial decisions. RBI, remember, RBI is headquartered at Mumbai. Never mind that RBI is headquartered at Delhi. So at Mumbai, RBI is there. Once these rules and regulations are formulated in the legislature, RBI implements these throughout the length and breadth of the nation. Throughout the length, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Gujarat to Assam, or from east to west and north to south, the law is formulated by the parliament and it is implemented by RBI. So we can say that Indian territory is Indian economy because it has a defined political boundary with an established institution to implement the rules and a parliament or a legislature in order to formulate the loss. Moving on, so economy we came to know. Now the question might be arising, what are economic activities? What are those activities which can be said as creating economy or can be said as economic activities? So how can we say that it is an economic activity? For any service or any production that create value by using the resources, mark the words, create value, activities that create value by using the resources are called as economic activities. Now I am creating this video. I am getting paid for it. Am I creating some value? Yes. Those of you who are watching this video, I am adding some value or some understanding related to Indian economy through this video. I am adding some value in your life and I am getting paid for doing that. Therefore, it is called as an economic activity. Similarly, anywhere you do job or anything that adds value, that creates value out of the raw materials, then it could be said as an economic activity. Look, some of the examples, they include production, consumption, exchange and distribution. Production, it is dealing with manufacturing sector. Like you took manufacturing could also be food processing industries, could be iron and steel industries. Raw iron you took, you made it into separate tools, you made it into iron rods for construction activities. These all are called as economic activities because you add some value to the raw material, the raw iron ore that you took and you sold it in the market. So it could be said as economic activity. Consumption, it is said that Indian economy is a demand driven economy. We consume. Why we consume? Why it is demand driven? Because 130 crore, we are 130 plus crore people in India. So definitely they will buy clothes, they will buy food for them in order to keep them alive. Therefore, demand is always at peak in Indian market and hence India is said to be demand driven economy. Exchange, those are nothing but your exports and your imports. You gain sometime, you lose sometime. These add to your GDP, these add to your exchequer profits, and these are also said to be as economic activities. Distribution is nothing but supply chains. Supply chain, Indian supply chain was in serious doubts when the lockdown was enforced during the COVID pandemic. Supply chain is nothing but in simple terms you can understand all the logistics comes under here. All the logistics sector will come under the supply chain. Simple, like you order something on the e-commerce websites like your Flipkart, Amazon, Myntra, many more, right? And they come to your doorstep to deliver your product to you. So all the processes that are involved from right from the factory gate or the exit gate of the product till your doorstep, in between sometime truck might be transporting all the transportation related activities, logistic related activities that are involved are nothing but a part of your supply chain. Moving on, we will understand, we understood economic activities. Now let's understand non-economic activities. Are there not any activity that create money, that create value? Yes, there are activities, but they will be termed as non-economic activities if they are illegal, which are lawfully incorrect and which are immature. Such activities which are illegal, lawfully incorrect, they will be termed as non-economic activities. Mind a note point here, any activity which are unethical in sense like gambling or speculation market are termed as non-economic activities. Your gambling is illegal, gambling is not legal in the nation, and if someone is gaining his or her income from gambling, then it is said to be as non-economic activity. Similarly, gaining from your speculation markets are also called as non-economic activities. Opportunity cost. There has been a previous year question in 2019 prelims in reference to opportunity cost. We will be dealing that with verbally here, and we will be dealing it in detail in our live classes. We are going live from January 18th of January. We will be going live, so if you are interested you can join. The description, the link is given in the description below. So now understand what is opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is defined as the cost of sacrificing the next best alternative. The next best alternative available is called opportunity cost. Let's understand in a layman language. Now you are viewing this video over YouTube. There are also various other movies, web series available in YouTube platform, which is just a click away from you, right? You can just click the back button and can click on these icons in order to gain access to them and watch them. But you are preferring to watch this video over watching these movies or the web series. So the cost of sacrificing this pleasure of watching these movies or web series is nothing but your opportunity cost. Or else today, because of the pandemic, you might not be going out, but okay, today you might have some other plans, programs at this time, but you are watching this video right now, and you have not attended such plans and programs. Then those plans, sacrificing those plans and programs would be called as your opportunity cost, because it is the next best alternative. Have you not been watching this class, this video right now? You might have doing those things right now. So that is the opportunity cost. I hope you got understood. For more details you can visit to our live classes. Now we will look at into various segments of economy. Four wide segments are present. One is your command economy, where government control is most. Another one is traditional economy. Third one is your market economy, and the fourth one is nothing but your mixed economy, which is a mix of both market as well as your command economy. Let's look at these in detail. Command economy. It is a system where the government is the supervising authority, and government determines what to be produced, how much goods to be produced, and the prices at which these goods are to be sold. What to produce? Government will determine the nature of goods. Government will determine the nature of goods. How much goods to be produced? Government will determine the quantity of goods. And the prices at which goods are offered for sale. Government will determine the price of selling of the goods, the selling price of the goods. That means government will identify the nature of the goods to be produced within that economy. Government will identify the nature of the goods to be produced in that economy, and government will identify the quantity of goods, how much to be produced in that economy, as well as the maximum retail price, that at this price only this good could be sold. The price would be determined by the government as well. So traditional economy, what do you mean by traditional economy? Ritual based economy. In India also there exists traditional economy. Suppose some festivals are coming, like Diwali is coming, the cracker market will be filled up, the cracker market will go up, the lamps, the new lights, decorative lights, all these costs will rise and they will arrive in the market. The say Holi comes, colors will come to the market, their price will be having. After Holi you will not find colors in the market, but during the Holi period you will find colors. During Diwali period you will find crackers in almost every shop, right? Nowadays there has been a ban due to pollution, but this was the situation. So these are known as traditional economy, based on the festivals, based on the rituals in that given territory. This economy is driven. Like in case of your Diwali, crackers demand was high, so crackers were filled up in the market. Similarly, in case of your Holi, demand for collars is high, hence collars are filled up in the market. So these are ritual based economy, an economic system in which traditions, customs, beliefs are helping to shape the production of goods and services of the economy, then it is called as your traditional economy. Often it is rural based or farm based economy, where such economy exists very vividly in case of your Latin American nations, some parts of your Africa, mind it, and some parts of Middle East. Remember, these are not these are very backward nations. May it be Latin America, may it be African parts or the Middle East. These nations are not yet developed or are not yet on the path of being that much developed. Market economy. What do you understand by market economy? In market economy, the prices of the goods and services are determined by market. How is it determined by market? By two factors: demand and supply. Suppose, let's consider onion. Suppose there are five persons in an economic territory. Let consider. Suppose there are five persons, and in that economic territory, 100 kgs of onion was produced. So the price at that time would be very low in the market. Now consider another situation. Same five persons are present, but 1 kg of onion was produced this time. The prices will definitely go. What happened? Here the demand remained constant. Demand was constant because five persons are only present in both the cases, but the supply got altered. Here the supply was ample, but coming here the supply narrowed down. The supply decreased, hence leading to inflation and price rise. What if here another case might happen? Five people, 100 kg was produced. Another case might happen that now 100 people are present in the economic territory and 100 kg of onion got produced. So will that not lead to price rise? Definitely it will lead to price rise. Here the demand got increased and the supply remained constant, thereby decreasing the supply, the per capita supply. Per capita supply in the sense here per one person 20 kg, here for one person it is only 1 kg. So the per capita supply got decreased and hence the rise in demand led to price rise. So prices are determined through inflation, prices are determined through the demand and supply chain in the economy in case of your market economy. Decisions regarding investment, production and distribution are guided by market prices. Suppose in this scenario the demand got high and the supply is constant, and definitely more farmers will start producing onions because they will see a profit there. So therefore production and distribution as well as investment of time and money are guided by the market prices. That means the market is nothing but your demand and supply chain. So in case of your mixed economy, we saw the command economy, the traditional economy, the market economy. Now we will see mixed economy. It lies somewhere between your market and your command economies. Command economy is government regulated, market economy is demand and supply regulated, but mixed economy is a combination of both. In this, public private partnerships play a major role. India is an example of mixed economy. How? We provide subsidies. We provide subsidies. They are a part of your command economy. The price is fixed. You cannot Under food security program, pulses or cereals or rice, wheat, these prices are fixed at somewhere around 1 rupee, somewhere around 2 rupee. Central government is saying at 2 rupee, but states are providing more concessions and selling at 1 rupee per kg, right? Under food security program. So these prices are fixed. You cannot sell any more than at this price under food security program. So these prices are fixed. And who fixed these prices? Government has fixed these prices. Therefore, it is a part of your command economy and a part of market economy. The best example is finishing of the ECA Act of 1955. Recently, the government finished it, the Essential Commodities Act of 1955, which was sealing the prices of the some of the commodities that are considered to be essential by the government. Government were determining those some commodities as essential, and it was fixing, like shielding the prices, sealing up of the prices. Like this is the maximum price at which this item could be sold. For example, your potato. In recent past, during after slowly easing of lockdown, but still somewhere implementing of lockdown because COVID is in the peak state. Potato price rose to almost 30 or 40, it crossed 40 in many places after the freezing of ECA of 1955, the Essential Commodities Act. Why this happened? Previously, before freezing, there was a selling price of potato that potato cannot be sold over 25 rupees in Indian market, anywhere in the Indian market, because it comes under essential commodities. The moment the ECA got freezed, the moment the ECA got removed, potato price rose almost double to near 45 rupees in many places of India. So this price was due to market driven, and this price will go under command economy. So India is a mixed of both mixed economy. We are neither command nor market economy. Now a concept comes laissez-faire economy. Laissez-faire is nothing but this is the concept of Adam Smith, the father of liberal economy, the father of capitalist economy. Adam Smith, he proposed laissez-faire economy, absolute freedom. Laissez-faire proposes absolute freedom to market forces. Suppose some people are dying because they are not getting food because the prices are too high. Inflation is at more than double digit or triple digit, and they cannot afford for their basic needs. Then also the government will not interfere and protect its people. That is a laissez-faire economy. If you are not smart enough, if you can't feed yourself, then no one is going to take care of you. Government has no role in any of the things, only market. If 20 people have the money and they could buy each and everything in the nation, then prices will rise. No doubt the 80% couldn't buy it. The market will not bother about it. That was the condition of India before independence. Pre-independent India, under the colonialism of British throne or British crown, India was functioning as laissez-faire economy, and you know the ooze, how people were left to death. People were left hunger to death during severe famines. That led only to the killing of Mr. Rand and the arrest of Bal Gangadhar Tilak. You will read those things in history. So that is the concept of laissez-faire economy. Now we will look at the various sectors of economy. What are the various sectors of an economy? Economy has three sectors: primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. Primary sector will take your raw material, add some value, and sell it. Secondary sector, they will take these raw materials that have been chopped off or has been processed and will convert those processed raw materials into goods and sell them. Tertiary sector is normally the service sector. They will help in selling of these goods and services produced. Let's look at it in depth of these things. Primary sector, it forms the basis for all the other products, hence called primary sector, because it is the foundation, it is the skeleton of the economy. If there will be no existence of primary sector, the secondary and tertiary sector will collapse. Activities are undertaken by direct usage of natural resources. People engaged are known as red collar workers. In China, you will understand, in China, red ink budget get passed because of this primary sector and the red collar workers. What are the activities under primary sector? Agriculture. Do agriculture use any superficial things? They take the natural resources. Fishing, they take the natural resources. Dairy, mining, all these things, activities based upon the availability of natural resources. Now, what are secondary sectors? It includes the industries where finished goods are made from the natural materials produced in the primary sector. Your food processing industries. What are food processing industries? Lays, kurkure, all these juices that comes, the packaged juices. What are they? They are food processing industry. They obtain the raw material, that is the fruits or the vegetables, from the primary sector, from the agriculture, from the farmers, right? And they process them to chips or to juices and package and sell them. So they are known as your secondary sector. They procured the raw material, they processed those raw material, and they provided it to the market. So they play the intermediate role of adding value to the raw material into finished goods. So they will be termed as your industries. Only industries can do that. Hence, secondary sector is also known as your industrial sector. Since this sector is associated with different kind of industries, it is also called as industrial sector. People engaged here are called as blue collar workers. Your jeans, the jeans or the denims that you are wearing, that concept came from here only. The workers, the blue collar workers, they got their name from the denims they wear. Why they wear denims? Because it was made to wear them denims so that it won't get wearings and tearings in it. Tough textile, tough material. So if you are working regularly in a factory under the influence of machines, denim should not get harmed, unlike your cotton textiles. Hence, the concept of denim should evolve, and the blue collar workers got their name. So, what are these sectors? Textile, sugar, leather industries, core industries, etc. A idea confusion might be understanding that yes, we got to know what is a textile industry, sugar industry, leather industry, but what are core industries? What are core industries? So let's look at what are core industries. There are 8 core industries in India. What are they? Your electricity, Adani Power, Reliance Power, South Co, North Co, West Co, Sesco, these are all your core industries. Refinery products, steel is a part of core industry. Crude oil, they consist of core industry. Coal, cement, natural gas and fertilizers, they all comes under core industries, the 8 core industries of India. Regarding the data of core industries, a monthly production index is produced based on these for 8 core industries. Based on the monthly performance of these 8 core industries, the monthly production index, that is the MPI, is produced by the government. So those are related to core industry. Now we will look at tertiary sector. We saw primary sector, we saw secondary sector. Now we will move to tertiary sector. What are tertiary sector? We discussed food processing industries. They procure the raw material, the raw fruits and vegetables, process it and provide it to the market. But who is going to sell it? Who is going to sell it? The hotels. Who are working under the hotels? The chefs, the waiters, right? So the waiter will come to you and they will pitch it and they will sell it. So these are the service sectors. They form the tertiary sector. The activities carried out under this sector helps in amplifying the growth of primary and secondary sectors. The business agents, the insurance policy agents, they visit you to make a policy or a bond, to sign a bond. They visit your houses regularly. And sometimes people get forced, like people were not willing at first, but now after regular contact and relation, they get okay, let's sign it up. So in this way they amplify, they cause a manifold rise in the growth of both primary as well as the secondary sectors. Hence, it is also known as your service sector. And the people engaged, they are known as your white collar workers. So we saw red collar workers, blue collar workers, and white collar workers. What are the sectors? Insurance, logistics, education. What do I provide? I provide a service. Am I producing something? Would I be considered under manufacturing sector? No, I cannot be considered under secondary sector. I am providing the service. I am providing an intangible good, that is the service. So education would be considered under tertiary sector. Now we will look at some of the other color workers. We looked at red, we looked at blue, we looked at white. Now some of other color, pink color workers. Those people working in the fields historically considered to be women's work. Like there has been a notion from historical time being that these jobs are only for women. Now the times are changing. Currents are being broken down across societies and equality is gaining its ground. Gender equality, gender inequality is going to be finished up. So those are historically been considered to be women's work. Those are employed under there as known as pink collar workers, like your beauty industry, nursing. In India till now, 80 is to 20, 80% females and 20% males. This is the ratio in India to be maintained in case of your nursing sector. Like out of 100%, 80% must be females, 20% must be males in case of your nursing sector. Childcare, babysitter, etc. These are all comes under your pink color jobs. Orange color jobs, this is not, don't relate these orange color worker to India. They are prison laborers. You might have seen over various Hollywood movies that the prisoners in US, they wear orange color suit. Hence the name came out of the common suit which all the prison inmates wear, orange color workers, basically an USA war. What are yellow color workers? They are involved in quaternary activities. Those people, those that are involved in quaternary activities are called as yellow color workers. So what are quaternary activities? Creative fields. They utilize minds of white color workers and hands of blue color workers. Normally they are the ultimate decision makers in their field, like your doctors. Suppose you are diagnosed for a surgery, then a surgeon will perform surgery on you. So while performing the surgery, he will implement his own hands as well as he will implement his own mind in order to conduct that surgery upon you. That what to cut, how to cut, where to cut, he will implement his brain and he will implement his hands. So they are using the minds of white collar workers and the hands of blue collar workers. Similarly, your research scientists, your filmmakers, photographers, They all come under yellow color workers. You might be wondering how filmmakers and photographers made it, because the filmmakers, they also imagine the things like how can we portray this storyline so that people will relate to it, as well as they will shower their likeliness and love for this movie. So they utilize their brain, and also they utilize their hands, like they act, right? So filmmakers and photographers also, in a similar sense, they are all considered under gold color workers or yellow color workers. Now we discussed quinary activities. Let's discuss quaternary activity as well. These are the advanced sections of tertiary sector or the service sector, providing the services in the knowledge sector. Your receptionist, you visit some organization, you will find a receptionist, you will find insurance agents, etc. They all come under your quaternary activities. Organized sector. Many a times we hear that Indian economy is not a very less organized economy. It is a organized, the contribution of organized sector is very minimal. So what can be defined as an organized sector? Question might definitely be arising that how can we know whether a sector is organized, whether an employment is organized, or whether it is unorganized? In case of your organized sector, these are the conditions to know. Employment term is fixed. Like you will be signing a contract like, okay, we will not be going to remove you before these many days. And if we are doing so, we will pay you the compensation. Rules and regulations of government are being implemented. The various labor rules and codes, those are formulated by the government. They get implemented in case of your organized sector. Fixed wages are provided. It's not like today some more amount of wage, tomorrow some less amount of wage. No, fixed wage. Fixed working hours. Promotions and pension facilities are also present. If these rules and regulations, if these conditions or these criteria get fulfilled, then it consists of your organized sector. What are then unorganized sector? In case of your unorganized sector, as expected, your employment term is not fixed. Your employment term can be terminated at any given time as desired by the employer. Rules and regulations of government are not strictly imposed. Fixed wages are not provided. Forced labor has turned out to be a characteristic of this sector. Definitely, if the rules and regulations of government would not be strictly imposed, fixed wages would not be present, employment can be, the term of employment can be terminated in any time, then it will definitely lead to more power on the employer's hand and less power on the employee's hand, leading to an increase in forced labor. So if any time question arises or question comes in front of you that in India why forced labor is getting, do you think forced labor is on a rise in India? Then your answer would be related to unorganized sector. And these all the points you can write it in a serial manner and you can answer it in a very well manner. So these are all the points of today's class. If you liked this video, if you got some more information, if you found this video helpful, informative towards your preparations, you could like this video, you can share this video to your friends and family, and you can subscribe to this video, to our channel. Moreover, if you want to attend the live classes of Sturgeon, then you can visit to our website. The link of the description is given below. You can visit there and register yourself for the live classes.